What is up, y'all? Um, it has been a long, long day of watching NFL football and running errands for virtually the whole day. But no, um, I today I will be talking about taking suicide seriously. So, but first, a couple of things. I will be walking, virtual walking, next weekend um, for AFSP and their yearly walk against suicide. We're all going to be walking from different locations or whatnot, and it's going to be great. Um, Two, um, I actually turn 35 next weekend as well too, and my girlfriend. Well, I'm not going to tell you how old my girlfriend is, but my girlfriend's birthday is next weekend, and my birthday is next weekend. So virtually, we were both born on the same days. She was born on the 14th. I was born on the 15th. So it's kind of both of our birthdays. So that's going to be pretty special. Um, so taking suicide seriously. Um, you know, I think we all need to take threats seriously, attempts or whatnot seriously. I just recently learned of a situation. Not gonna name names. Not gonna name names. Um, it's important to take suicide seriously, but there are also times where people can threaten suicide as a way of controlling. Yes, um, these are these are the type of situations I deal with working at a crisis center. You know, um, some people can use the threat of suicide as a way of controlling another person. And I recently learned of a situation. Um, well, I didn't recently learn of a situation. I deal with situations like these, where I've had callers call in, and you know they they say that their husband or their wife are threatening suicide, and then they really don't end up doing it or whatnot. Um, you know, taking suicide seriously, suicide threats is a good thing, but when you found out they really had no intention of doing it, then it kind of becomes a little muddy because because on one hand it scares you to death that they might have a gun to her head or might, you know, do something to their wrist or whatnot. Then you find out they really had no intention of doing it. So that's just a wee bit, infuriating because he or she took this suicide attempt seriously, and um, they took it seriously, and they really thought that they were going to do something to themselves when they really had no intentions of. So it's a little bit of a slippery slope. It's a little bit of a slippery slope. But I just want to talk about some things um, about taking suicide seriously. Um, Evidence shows that asking someone if they're suicidal can protect them. They feel listened to, and hopefully they feel less trapped. Their feelings are validated, and they know that somebody cares about them reaching out can actually save a life. Um, I work on the crisis hotline, aka suicide prevention lifeline. Um, Reaching out works. Trust me. Reaching out to talking about it, it works. It works. And I know suicide is still a taboo topic, but I'm gonna keep on talking about it because we need to talk about it, and I think we need to stop. Um, and I think we need to stop stigmatizing people who commit who take their own lives um, as 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 weak. Um, what what people really don't see is that the pain that they're going through, it's an invisible pain, and you don't know what um, what they're here feeling. Really don't know what they're here feeling. Um, in case you don't, um, I've tried to take my life. Um, I tried to take my life. I actually began to saw my wrist. Yes, I began to saw my wrist until I stopped. Um, and I made a couple of other futile attempts. Futile attempts. But in my mind, an attempt is an attempt. Um, so suicide is a taboo topic, but most people who are feeling suicidal, um, they don't want to feel burdened, so they don't tell no one, which is exactly what I did. No, I told no one. Um, However, by asking directly about suicide, you give them the permission they need to tell you how, for them to tell you just how they feel. Um, so, um, so yeah. Um, People often feel better and relieved about being able to talk about what they're experiencing. Um, I know a lot of lives that have been saved on the suicide prevention lifeline just by simply talking about it. Just by simply talking through their pain, talking through what they feel, talking about what they've been experiencing or whatnot. And when you talk about what you feel, it's like you're releasing what's built up inside of you. And it's like um, a burden has been released. It's like whatever was inside of you that you just needed to get out. You feel a lot more better, and you feel a lot more positive about yourself. Um, Suicide is more common in the spring, and there's a noticeable peak in risk on New Year's Day. Now, um, I didn't know this right here. There was a peak in risk on New Year's Day, but Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas is coming up, and a lot of people are, and there's some people who are gonna be really, really, really depressed around this time, and It's going to be people who have suicidal feelings around this time. Um, Depression. They're going to have thoughts of suicide because they just feel alone during this time of year or whatnot, or for whatever reason it may be. Um, you know, this is around the time of Thanksgiving, Christmas, where um, high rates of depression. Um, so, um, so, but that shocked me, but that kind of surprised me a little bit. There's a peak in risk on New Year's Day. So, um, I guess, the risk factor goes up um, with the coming of a new year. Um, yeah. Um, People who say they want to end their lives should always be taken seriously. This goes back to what I said at the beginning. Um, you should always take it seriously, um, but the wee bit of infuriation, but just a wee bit, but the wee bit of infuriation that you feel from understanding that they really weren't going to do it in the first place. But um, good that you take it seriously. A wee bit infuriating that they were not going to do it, or they use it as a tool to control. Happens. It happens. It happens. And I say controlling. Again, I work on the crisis line, and I deal with these type of situations all the time. I deal with these type of situations all the time. So, yeah. About 75% of suicidal people visit a medical professional within 3 months of a suicide attempt. I am not one of those 75%. When I was having suicidal feelings and I attempted suicide, I did not go and seek medical help. I did not know particularly what to do after a attempt, or what to do when you had suicidal feelings. So I'm not part of that 75%. But if I knew who this, then I probably would have went. But back then I did not know. 8 out of 10 people who take their lives give definitive warning signs of their suicidal intention. So just look for things like a drop in work production, drinking, taking unnecessary risks, drugs, talking about what's the point of life, talking about being in a burden, talking about getting revenge or what not. Yeah. Yeah, so I would encourage you to go look at the warning signs of a suicide. More often than not, a suicidal person simply wants to escape from pain, and even though they may not realize this, death is not the only answer. Even though they may not realize this, death is not the only answer. Again, even when I was doing well, even in a short period that I was doing well after I graduated, I was still miserable. I was still miserable. I was still highly oppressed. I was still, my anxiety, you know, it was all, so it was silently, I would say silently out of control. And I consider myself an embarrassment to my family as well, to my mom, my dad, my brothers. And I saw, at the time, I saw that suicide was the only way that I could escape from being an embarrassment to my family, um, depression, anxiety, things that I was dealing with. Yeah. Um, so um, I saw counseling. Um, but when I was having these suicidal thoughts, depressive episodes, I didn't see counseling for almost, I would say I didn't see counseling for almost 5 years. I didn't see counseling for like 5 years. And I would say that 5 years set me back several years because, I'm just now beginning to rise up. I'm just now beginning to rise up. Um, I'm just coming. I'm just coming around. It's 2020. Okay, it's 2020, and I've been dealing with this since after high school, and it's 2020, and I'm just now coming around. I'm just now coming around. Um, I still have depressive episodes. Yes, I still have some lingering thoughts of suicidal feelings. Yes, but I'm not there yet. But let me tell you something. Nowhere. I'm nowhere near where I was from 2004 on up to 2018-19. So made progress, but still got a little bit of ways to go. And talk about suicide. Have a conversation about suicide. It's okay for men to discuss suicide. It's okay for women to discuss suicide. So, all right, that's all I got. I might be bringing you a couple of more videos during the work week because I work 2 jobs, but I'm off from one. So feels nice to get a break. So I might bring you another topic during the work week. But if not, hey, there's always Saturday and Sunday. So talk about suicide. Have a conversation about suicide. Peace, and God bless you all.